up, butterfly doors. Butterfly doors. Now my life going up, butterfly doors.
What up, everybody? It's the Love First Podcast. It's your boy, Kader. Down. It's your boy, Wraith. Woohoo! Almost did for this. So it's your boy, Kader. Yeah. Yes, we're back. We're back with another one, man. We got more keys to success just to keep you going, man. Especially as we're approaching this holiday season, man. The biggest thing with the holidays, it can be one of the most happiest occasions, and for some people, it can be depression. So the major key we want to give out today is talking about how to keep your joy. So the biggest thing is keeping your joy. How do you stay happy? How do you maintain your happiness? How do you strengthen your happiness, right? So we got a few tips of what we're going to talk about when it comes to keeping your joy. Now, the first one, before we even get into the world stuff, right? Because we looked at a bunch of articles, came and put these notes together. So before that, me personally, I know for my joy is faith, right? Like, I feel like just having that spirituality, because I feel like there's a lot of things I want in life and want to accomplish, and I feel like I can't do it myself. But just believing that there's something beyond me that it can happen, because it's not just dependent on me, it actually gives me the confidence and happiness that I need. Because the world, if you just look at the world, it could just make you depressed, like, oh, I can't do that, you know?
I think in that person.
No. Because his name's the world. not this world, the other world.
I think for me, it's patience.
Yeah.
And understanding that things take time to manifest, and not to try and pursue something for like 6 months, and then if something don't happen within those 6 months, then you sort of give up on that.
Right.
So I think it's good to have lots of patience, and to understand that in order to perfect your craft, it's not going to happen like overnight. Like, that takes time. You know, countless hours of work.
Yeah.
Things of that nature.
No, I rock with that. So yeah, before we dive in, let's kind of talk about, okay, so we're talking about faith and patience, right? So when it comes to faith, right? Certain things that people can do to maintain your joy. If faith is your key and you believe that's your key, here's just 5 quick tips, right? 1, spend time with God, right? Spend time with God. That's having conversations with him, listening to that type of music, painting that environment, have that time, right? Because if you say you got faith, but you're not spending the time, how much faith is it? You know, remember who the Lord is in your life and that he's over your life. So that kind of goes back to what I was saying, is like, there's certain situations I feel like I can't accomplish by myself, but I still have the confidence and I don't get depressed or deterred because that's spirituality.
Right.
Read your Bible. Obviously, the Word of God is going to help teach you more. You're going to learn. Listen to worship music, because that paints the atmosphere. People don't realize the music you listen to and your surroundings affect you, just like your friends, the people that you're around. You know, if you have direct opposite goals, it's hard to be friends with crazy opposite goals. You know what I'm saying? If y'all both trying to get it, you know, watch out for the negative thoughts. So leave the negative thoughts out.
Yeah.
Patience. What tips can you say help build you in your patience?
Well, understanding that not everything is gonna come to you in one shot. So if you're a person that, like, let's say you're a drawer, understand that you need to practice repetition, because you won't get that drawing right the first time. You know, I have a friend who's actually an artist, and I compare his drawings from like years ago when he's first in college to now, and it's a major improvement because he stuck by it, and it was a lot of repetition. So, and he studied his craft, he studied the art, he studied everything about what he's trying to pursue. So it's studying everything that you want to pursue, making sure you have enough time in the day to do that. And I think those are good things that will help you develop patience.
Exactly. So faith and patience, the first 2 keys. Now we actually have some more keys for you guys, right? So stop waiting to be happy. That's kind of a major thing, right? Now, the good news is there's always fresh opportunities to be happy. Imagine that life is like the Grand Central Station, where happiness comes all different times, arrive around the clock. Now, chances are the opportunity to be happy has already arrived. Sometimes it's right in front of you, but for whatever reason, you're unable to shift your focus to notice and appreciate it. So regardless of what's going on around you, you can feel happier, be productive, and attract success while enjoying yourself during this process. When you shift your focus and the way you think, your perspective changes.
Right.
So when the shift happens, your life changes. So get your shift together.
Basically, stop waiting to be happy.
Exactly. Like you be like, hey, when I get this, or a lot of people always hear like, hey, when I have money, this is gonna happen. So a lot of people use money as a reason to be happy. So they're like, look, once we have this, we'll be happy, we'll be all over this. Look, that's not gonna change it, and it's not gonna bring you closer to your goal. And because you can't move at optimum performance if you're waiting for something to move your optimum performance. You have to be like, look, I got to get it now. I got to make myself happy now. And that's going to be a sprinkle that added on. Because you don't want money to control your happiness or be a whim of that either. Anything.
A materialistic thing is not going to change your mindset. You have to change your mindset if you want to see a different outcome.
That's facts.
Yeah.
Well, what's the next step for them?
Add happiness to your life right now. Can you see it? You live on a tropical island. You get up when you like, and you do what you want. Some guy named Jeeves brings breakfast from a reclined position on your balcony. All you can see is the ocean and your feet. The life of the young and retired.
Woo.
We all dream of being happy someday. Until then, we are overworked, overstressed, and underhappy. The dream doesn't seem possible without a lottery win or a call from a wealthy uncle in poor health. But what fun is life if we aren't happy about it? The good news is you can add happiness to your life now. Just a few serotonin producing activities can reduce stress and make the way for utopia easier to bear.
Exactly. Like the first thing is just letting them know, stop waiting to be happy. And then this next step is go get your happiness right now. So the first step is realization, right? So the realization, because you can't make any change without mentally having that change. So once you mentally make that change, now it's time to do it as a verb and go out and get it. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't know what you want to do, then I would just say pick up a hobby. Like even if it's just exercising, right? That gets your endorphins going. So until you know what you're going to do, what's going to make you happy, get your body moving, give yourself more systems. That, what is that word? Serotonin they use? You know, that gets, that gets running around in your brain and gets you moving, you know? So just get yourself doing something until you figure out exactly what it's going to be.
Right.
Now, a very important step that does get overlooked a lot, make self-care part of your routine.
Self-care, yep.
Now, being able to take a moment for yourself in order to hit the reset button is something we all need to do every once in a while. But here's the thing, taking a time out to give yourself a moment of respite or relaxation or indulgence is only part of the battle. We carve out time for happy hour, but it ends up being less than happy because you're thinking about the last couple of emails you didn't get in order to be here, or how anyone can binge watch Netflix stress-free with piles of dirty laundry lurking next to the TV. Can you really go to town on that box of salted caramels knowing you haven't been to the dentist in 18 months? Or you're thinking about when you still haven't ordered a wedding gift for your college roommate and it's been 2 years since the wedding. One of the surest ways to let that self-care time shine is to make sure you're not stressing about miscellaneous small ball to-dos while you're trying to check the F out. Get yourself sorted so that your me time can be as effective as possible. So I think a lot of people, when they heard when we said make self-care part of your routine, they're like, oh, thinking about yourself, But people don't realize, and this is where I say effective is a very important word. Are you using that time effectively? You know what I'm saying? So instead of just taking time off for yourself, because I know I get into the same thing. When I have me time, I got my day off. I'm thinking about emails. I'm thinking about this marketing thing. I'm thinking about what I got to do when I go back into the lab. You know what I'm saying? So we're constantly thinking about it even in our downtime. So we have to make sure we're clearing that out, which is a mindset. Clear that out so you can be more effective with your me time. And you can actually have real me time.
Yeah, I don't like the dentist either. That's a fact.
Facts, they be wildin'.
Enemy number one, my guy. But it's very important to it's very important to make sure those things are in order. You know, while you have that me time. Because if you're in order, then you can help somebody else. Because I know a bunch of people who don't have everything all together and they be trying to help somebody else, do somebody else's stuff. Like, nah, get yourself situated first.
Get yourself in order.
Mental and physical.
Facts.
For real, so.
100%.
Important.
I don't know about this next tip.
Get in a joyful state of mind.
Mm-hmm.
A joyful life is the best existence we can hope to achieve. It's the kind of life that produces positive vibes and feel-good energy and encourages us to look to the future with high hopes. Pure joy might seem like a fleeting emotion, but even if you only feel it for a moment in time, you can hold on to it. You can relish in it.
Yes.
Get in the joyful state of mind. I feel like a lot of people nowadays, they don't ever see themselves achieving something great because of the mindset that they constantly have every day. It's almost like living in a loop.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you do the same thing every day and you feel the same way every day.
Mm-hmm.
You're never gonna get out of that.
Yeah.
You're never gonna achieve something greater.
Yeah.
If you're not thinking differently, if you're not trying something different, if you're hanging out with the same people, probably not every day, but every week, every weekend, you hanging out with the same people, they ain't doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
We like humans.
Yeah.
We absorb everything around us. So if you hanging out with a bunch of people that's not doing nothing every weekend, you're not gonna be doing nothing.
Exactly.
So it's all about your mindset, like
that mindset and surrounding. Like I can't agree with you enough on that. Surrounding yourself with like-minded people. You can't be in a joyful state of mind if everyone around you is depressed.
Yep.
I get it. You want to help people, but you also need energy. You can't just be drained the whole time. You have to recharge your energy. So you need to be around joyful people that have that state of mind to help you maintain your state, so you can help others. But you can't have a joyful state of mind and you're around a bunch of everyone that's depressed. It's only a matter of time before they get to you. The next thing, simply stop worrying, right? Happiness works much like love in mysterious ways. However, science and psychology tells us that the brain chemistry alters emotion. But in order to activate those chemicals, we have to talk about habits first. There's a formula to happiness, and it lies in changing thought patterns. Your patterns, what you do, think, and say every day determine how happy you are. It's got nothing to do with what's around you, but everything to do with how your brain works, that inner voice. Happiness is not within your grasp because it is quite literally within you.
It's what I just said. Your thought
100%.
pattern, your thought process.
You know, just like success is different for everyone. That's why when we give out keys to success, it's not just for doing music. It's not just for doing a doctor, because everyone has different visions for success. So we're giving you as a key of the mentality you need to have your version of success. So what makes you happy?
Basically giving you the foundations. The foundation of what you need to be successful in whatever you want to be successful at. To give you foundation. You know, simple tips like as far as like consistency, you know, how your thought process, you know, how you should be thinking, who you should be surrounding yourself with. You know, that all ties into wanting to be successful. You see, our podcast is successful because we all want to be successful.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
That is good.
So, you know, when you have that good energy around you, it motivates you to think differently. Because people think of success as like, it's just unattainable. And those are the people that will never reach it.
Facts.
The people that reach success are like the ones that, like, you know, that's attainable. Like if I work hard, I could probably get that. And
enjoy that journey, man. Like, you gotta believe that you're gonna get it to the point that what you go through in your journey, you can appreciate it. Because you'll get somewhere and then realize, wow, that journey was actually maybe the most fun part. And I didn't even appreciate the whole time. I was just waiting to get to this. I didn't even appreciate that journey. So appreciate those moments in the journey, you know? Oh, well, that kind of segues into your next thing.
we just segueing into the next point.
For real. That's not real.
Appreciate the small things.
Yes.
We all have them. Those small moments are things that often go unnoticed or unappreciated because we think they're either insignificant or we take them for granted because we live in a culture that celebrates big accomplishments. But what if we made it a habit to embrace and celebrate the small things? Real life is happening all around us while we're waiting for the big thing we hope is going to give us some sort of inner peace, contentment, or joy. The truth is that often the things that matter most are the small ones.
That's real. That's real.
Like family.
Family, yeah.
Family. Being able to see.
Yep.
Being able to hear. Being able to breathe. Having 2 legs.
Even smaller than that, because no one appreciates, like, even eating food until they have a sore throat.
Right.
Then you're like, oh my God, you don't even appreciate like your throat.
Or when you got a stuffy nose,
yeah,
and you can't breathe, you can't smell no food. That's the worst.
For real.
You can't even taste nothing.
For real, man. So if you're having a bad day and you getting down, appreciate the small things. Look, if think about you have shelter over your head. You know what I'm saying?
Cause somebody
think about you got 2 legs.
Yeah,
if you don't got shelter, you got 2 legs.
Somebody has a way worse than you.
Yeah,
you
know.
A person with 2 legs. There's people out here that got no legs.
If you only got $5, yo, be happy you got 5. There's someone that got 1. There's someone that owes 100,000. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know,
I'd rather have 5 in my pocket
than all 100,000. 100%. And people be like, yo, I have nothing. That's the worst. No, being in debt is worse. And if you're in debt, just know that there's people in more debt. And the people that are in more debt, just know there's people in debt with the mob, right? So you know, it can always be worse.
And that's the worst kind of debt.
Now, if you're in that situation, I don't know how to help you from there. But seriously, appreciate the small things, man. Again, we said this earlier, but this is how strong this point is. Got to say it again. It's its own section. Surround yourself with positive people. One big mistake people make is not realizing that happiness is an individual choice. But every choice is influenced by the people in our lives. If you change your life influencers for the better, you can dramatically increase your chances for happiness and success. In my research, I found that positive social connection is the greatest predictor of long-term happiness. Welcome a positive new influencer into your world can be one of the most important choices for happiness you can make. Yeah. I think that's actually a dope way of looking at it too, is looking at these people as life influencers. So not just friends. You have to realize your friends are life influencers. What are you surrounding yourself with?
And that's very important because a lot of people don't see it that way. A lot of people just see like the group of people they hang out with. Oh yeah, these are just my friends. But you don't understand how much of an impact your friends have on you and the decisions that you make. If you hanging out with a bad group of people, you don't we probably seem like, yo, these people are horrible. But you don't probably see them like that. You probably like, yo, these are my friends. Yo, I know them since like 5th grade. Like, and you don't see how you don't see how like detrimental they're hindering you from achieving something greater because you're just viewing them as your friends. But if you were to view them as a life influencer, then maybe you'll have a different viewpoint on them. Like, maybe I shouldn't be hanging out with this person as much.
Exactly.
You know, maybe I should play them at a distance. You know, because we don't really match up in terms of goals and what we want to achieve.
Exactly.
You know, and that's not being fake. You being real.
That's the realest thing you can do. Because a lot of people they really like praise the wrong things. They're like, what's cool now? And then when it's really trying to get your life together and get situated, you're like, oh wow, what people said was cool really wasn't. Like, I'm like, so get your stuff situated down so when it really matters, you actually set and you happy, right? Surround yourself, but you know, and start with people that accept you for you, that are doing positive things. Like I told you, like my mentality, we make this joke back in the day is, I used to, like in Florida, I had like these like chancletas. We used to call them like Jesus sandals, you know what I'm saying? And I would just walk around in it, you know, they'd be like, oh, it's not cool, but like, I do what I want to do, especially, you know, it's my block, my area. And then all the girls were loving it because they're just like, oh, he's so confident. He's walking on chancletas, he don't care. And now all the guys are like, oh, wow, that's kind of cool. I think I want some sandals. Like, but that's, you really got to move where you could be comfortable being yourself and around the people that are positive, supportive what you're doing, and that are making similar goals. And just overall positive mindset. And
people that encourage you to do you.
Yeah.
If you have an idea, you know, you should have people around you that encourage you. You know what? Go for it. See what happens. You know, not people that want you to play the safe route. Like, no, like my parents already do that. I don't need you to do that either.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
That's 100%. 100%. Like, if your mindset is to be a billionaire, and you have a friend that's like, no, that's impossible. You're never gonna get close, and you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even think we get $100,000. How long can y'all be around each other before the route disperses?
I'm telling you right now, the mindset that me and him have, like $100,000 right now to us is like a quarter.
Yeah, it's late. It's late.
I'm like, I want more than.
Yeah, 100%. That's our goals. And it's because we want to give more and do a lot too. You know what I'm saying? Because we personally, even when we talk about we want a lot more, we have these goals. We're also the same people that don't want to run around with just the flashiest stuff. No. We don't just be spending on this and that. but we have things that we want, and we like to see our family happy and the people around us happy. And that's what we want to do and make a difference.
We encouraging people that they can get it too.
That's facts.
Like, just look at our blueprint. Like, we putting in work all day, every day. This is not an overnight thing. This is something that takes time and effort. Mm-hmm. And that requires you having people around you that appreciate you and want you to do good. Yep. They want you to do you. Yep. And a lot of people, they don't have that. Mm-hmm. So they stay dormant for a very long time. And
do you, and let's be careful with the do you part, right? Because as friends, right, shouldn't be trying to change you, but you have to understand there is room to grow. Mm-hmm. So always, you should have friends that want to help you grow. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Shouldn't be trying to change you off pack and this and that and say what you're doing is wrong. Because to help someone grow is not to say what you're doing is wrong. It's just changing the perspective. Mm-hmm. Hey, the sunlight is on this side. You know what I mean? Right. So just, keep that in mind. Mm-hmm.
Laugh more.
Yes, laugh more.
Which is something we do a lot. Breaking news. Laughing makes you feel good. Okay? Yes. Maybe this isn't so surprising, but try to think about the last time you really laughed. Mm-hmm. Chances are it may have been some time ago. Preoccupied with all of our grown-up responsibilities, we adults just don't giggle as often as we did when we were kids. Mm-hmm. We should, though. Laughing has been shown to reduce stress, enhance immunity, improve blood flow, and strengthen relationships. Yes. That's why we stay cracking jokes.
Yes.
That's the recipe.
I want to try to find this funny video while you're talking about it. It reminds me of like this.
Yo, all I'm thinking about like for skits is, remember the Vegetas?
Yeah. I know. Yo, we got the skits coming soon, for real. You gotta keep laughing. Gotta stay happy. Oh my gosh. I wish I could find this thing.
It's from Trevor Noah?
Yeah, it's like, oh my gosh. Like, I couldn't even breathe. When I was reading this laughing thing, it just reminded me, like, yo, legit, like, I couldn't even breathe when I was watching this. Oh, man. I might have to try to find it. Dang. I think it's like one of these, too. Hold on, let me go here.
That's fraud.
The winner of the 2020 report.
This video.
Filing lawsuit. They are called the next.
This is it.
So?
Nah.
It's a Trevor Noah video though.
Yeah. We gonna find that, man, for the people that's coming back. Yeah. Sorry, I got a little distracted, but definitely laugh more, man. Enjoy life. It's healthy for you.
Laughter is important,
And the biggest thing that we preach, it's in the name of our podcast. Mm-hmm. Love first. Love more. What is real, asked the rabbit? Real isn't how you're made, said the skin horse. It's a thing that happens to you. Mm-hmm. Right? In 1922, Marjorie Williams tackled a particularly complex topic in her now beloved children's book, The Velveteen Rabbit. On his journey to discovering what it means to be real, the Velveteen Rabbit learns that in the end, it's to have someone love you and to be able to accept that love in return. The classic illustrations and touching lessons offer a comforting bed read. But as we age, we're taught that being real means paying attention in school, landing a good job, earning a steady income, settling down with a family, and preparing for retirement. As adults, we smile at the simpler times because we know life is more complicated than just loving and being loved, right? Mm-hmm. Now, that got a little deep, but loving more, right? Mm-hmm. When you're just mad, you're just critiquing everything, and you're just hating everything, you're not able to even enjoy life. You gotta love something. I know people get mad at me so much because I be loving things so much. I always see the potential in everything. And they're like, hey, come on. Why you see the potential in that? I'm just like, but we just keep loving. It's like, it's so hard to find things wrong. It's so hard to find that hate. It's just you love it. Like, even when I'm critiquing, it's because I love the little potential I'm seeing. I'm like, hey, let's work on this and that and get that right. And that just comes back to you. Mm-hmm. The love you get out, it comes back.
It's reciprocated. Mm-hmm. That's very important. Very important to spread love and not spread hate, because that will begin to put you in a spot in life where you're just looking at everything, you just hate everything because of how your life is not moving. But it starts with you.
Yep. 100%.
So,
that's fact.
Find bliss in a bucket list.
Yes.
Each time I complete one of these check boxes, there is a moment, Sometimes it only lasts a flash of a second, but on the lucky days, it lingers for minutes or hours. It's a moment, a fleeting moment, where I can honestly say that I found bliss. It's every part of you, from your fingers to your toes, nearly bursting with light and full with purpose. It's the amazement, pride, triumph, and an overwhelming sensation of the purest self-love. It's your entire perspective changing after seeing the world from a different lens. It's the feeling of feeling completely in the moment. It's being alive.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. That's like a nice little poem.
Yeah, right? I know. Actually, I always thought that was interesting. I never made a bucket list before, but I think that's actually a dope concept. I think people usually do it when they more start thinking about maybe death, and it kind of cheers them up. Like, did I accomplish everything I want to do? Yeah. But I think that's actually good. Maybe start off with a bucket list earlier. The younger you are, I think that actually works better. What do you want to do so you can mark off these boxes? Because goals you can accomplish way faster when you have it written down. You're like, I want to do this, you know, whether it be jumping on a plane or this and that, but just to make sure you're maximizing off life. Last but not least, plan your happiness if possible. We put money in our 401ks. We take calcium supplements. We exercise. We hope these precautions will protect us as we age. But as safeguarded as our money and bones and blood pressure, we forget to safeguard the one thing that can make a difference in the quality of our lives as we get older, which is our happiness. Decades of positive psychology research has shown high levels of subjective well-being, which is the combination of overall life satisfaction and in the moment positive feelings, can translate into better physical health and a longer life. So in a 2011 report from the International Association of Applied Psychology, Edward Diener, PhD, a psychology professor, says at the University of Illinois, he analyzed over 160 relevant studies and found that while positive feelings did not improve outcomes for people with certain diseases such as cancer, the evidence that happiness leads to better health is clear and compelling. Start planning for your happy future. Your health is affected by your happiness. So even before we get to your physical health and your spiritual health, just your quality of life. So if you're not a spiritual person, just your quality of life is affected by happiness.
It's a direct correspondent to your happiness. But yeah, go ahead.
If someone cuts you off in the car, like even my wife was talking about it back and forth, right? So I cut her off and I did a little honk and I kept going like, yo, why would he do that? Like, where did they be getting their licenses from? And I kept moving. She's like, I would have just kept honking like, yo, why he did that? I was like, no, I'm not going to stress it. Like, I'm not going to give them the remote control, you know what I mean, to my happiness. So basically how you look at a situation decides how you can be happy or lose it or react. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you look at it that way, because you could dead get sick from not being happy and depressed all the time. You can get better from being healthy. You got scientists telling you this. And you know they be trying to deny that type of stuff. So that shows you how real it is. You know, it's important. Don't let anyone have the remote control over your feelings. Hold that remote control.
Absolutely.
Don't let no one, there should be no one that can give you a word or anything that can make you go 0 to 100. So that's part of the discipline to control it. So remember, the main things we were talking about was faith, patience, and then we gave you the steps on how to plan your happiness and go get your joy in the moment and not let anyone have that remote control. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So we just want to keep giving y'all tips, man. As y'all going through these holiday seasons, man, we do pray for you. We ask that everyone is staying happy. We got the keys. Share the keys. Make sure y'all tuning in every week and make sure you're sharing these keys. Stop being selfish. Don't keep these keys for yourself. Share it with your whole friends and family. Tag them. Let them know.
Change their mindset.
Yes. If you have any questions, comments, or concern, anything y'all want us to answer on the podcast, let us know in the comment section below. And make sure you're subscribed to us on all these formats. If you only got us on one platform, you're missing out, because there's exclusive content on all these different little platforms. Make sure you got us on Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. All the links be in our description. There's no reason you shouldn't be following us. We have so much music. We have so much podcasts, news, and just...
And we got more music coming out.
Man, the music stuff. Yeah. That's going to be... We ain't gonna talk about the collabs yet. That's coming out. But before the year's over, we definitely gonna let y'all know the goals that we set in the background for ourselves that we were able to accomplish this year and the stuff we got lined up for next year. But basically, God, we're in a very beautiful position.
We're ready.
We're in a good position. Making with an eye. Yes, make sure you follow me at THEREALKOADON on Instagram.
Follow me at TheRealWraith on Twitter.
Yes.
Click the link tree.
Yeah, click
you
the
can
link.
find everything. So you don't have to go to 3 different places.
Because if you don't click that link tree, you will not find it. But click those link trees, they're very helpful. Why hate when you can love first? It's the Love First podcast.
Yeah. We gotta show love first like a podcast. Put the work in, trying to make it last.
What up, everyone? If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and hit that notification bell for the latest podcasts, music videos, and comedy skits. We got a lot more content coming your way.
We here all
Yes,
day,
sir.
baby. Yeah. Subscribe to the channel, baby.
Seen enough deaths, I don't need no more. It's like our nation trying to start a civil war. We gotta show love first like a podcast. Putting the work in, trying to make it last. Seen enough deaths, I don't need no more. It's like our nation trying to start a civil war. Black, Latin, Indian, Asian, and white.